So we're going to take one nice deep breath and let us focus on what gets in the way of growing. There is within us always this impulse for growth. We don't grow, we can't stay at the same place. We will just shrink and die. That's the way it works. Either we are growing or we are dying. So just let's go ahead and take that deep breath and just think about that for a moment. And when you look closely, when we do look closely at how our life evolves, we have experienced both. The joy of growing, finding something new, expanding into a new space, new work, creative impulses, relationships. And when we look closely, we notice that sometimes we have had to get past some pretty deep impediments, some blocks, challenges, which could not stop us. As a matter of fact, the very presence of those impediments have motivated us to put in even more. Look at other alternatives, different strategies, new alliances, new opportunities. And when we've put those blocks behind us and we see ourselves and we find that that was a rather growing experience and we are better for it, happier for it, feeling more fulfilled, wonderful. We also know that that is not always the case. Sometimes we have a direction in front of us and we wish to go that way, to grow that way. And we see the impediments more than the possibilities. The blocks seem like too much. So let's go ahead and think of such an instance where I may have told myself, I really wish to do this. I really wish to equip myself with this capability, this knowledge, this understanding, or this skill. that will enable me to navigate this particular pathway easier, better, more efficiently. But some reason we have not allowed ourselves to go there. Just go ahead and take a nice deep breath and accept that this is true. This happens. And think of such an instance that you can remember readily, maybe. And when we allow ourselves to go deep down and inquire, why is it? What is stopping me? Why am I not allowing myself to do these things that I really, really deeply, somewhere in my mind and heart, wish to go to, on the one hand, and yet on the other, here I am stuck, refusing to move forward. What is this all about? And here begins the journey into the belief system, the old patterns. The real question here is, what am I worried about? What is the belief that I have that will happen if I do move in this direction? Am I worrying about what people will think of me? How I will be perceived? Am I concerned about upsetting an apple cart? Established pattern that everyone around me, myself included, are so accustomed to and comfortable with. And there's a part of me that does not want to disturb it for fear that there will be unhappiness in others. Or is it that I plain and simply don't have the confidence that I can carry this through? Is there a feeling of inadequacy? I am not enough. Don't have the strength, the qualification, the support, the wherewithal. Is that what is holding me back? This is a worthy contemplation. This inquiry tells us more about ourselves than anyone else can. So we're going to take a deep breath and remind ourselves that when the pain of staying in that same old stagnant place becomes more than the anxiety of moving through it, in spite of all the fears and anxieties, that is when we will give ourselves permission. When the pain of not growing becomes more than the fear of growing, that is when we will put that step forward. Inevitably. This is how life unfolds. This is our very deep inner persuasion for growth. It has to be. Our spirit is not designed to stay in the same place for very long. And as we take that next deep breath, just open up our minds and our hearts and say, okay, if that be so, how about I make this process easy and fun, challenging as it may be? How about I ask my higher self, my higher intelligence, to keep me supplied with new wisdom, new perspective, new openings and possibilities, that I may forge forward without the need to look back. And look forward to that fulfillment of growth. How we feel enlivened, enlightened. With the novelty, the newness of new spaces in our minds and in our psyches. It's a wonderful thing to look forward to. Thank you, thank you, thank you.